real quick before the video starts. Shovelhead Fedge out in the Shovelhead shed. The video you guys are about to watch, I shot a couple weeks ago. I actually shot it because I just got the bike. It's a 1985 FXWG. I have two of them now. And I got the bike because I was intended on either going to resell it, fix it up, sell it, or I was going to see if my brother wanted one. He's been looking for a bike for a while, and he's been hounding me about bikes. I just say, hey man, just take your time, take your time. So anyway, this video was shot a couple weeks ago because I wasn't going to release it because he ended up taking a look at it, and he was like, yeah, okay, I want it. So I was just going to, sell it to him, and so I got to work on it. So I figured, hey, I might as well do some content on it. Not too many people get a chance to see the 85 with the kicker and stuff like that. It was the transitional period of the Shovelhead and the Evo. I have one great bike. Well, like I said, now I have two. Also got a lot of new subscribers. This is the giveaway bike. This is the 1980 Shovelhead. It's a great running bike. I would love to keep it, but if you go to shovelheadfedge.com, $25 buys you a sticker, and it enters you into a chance. If you go to shovelheadfedge.com, got all the details. Also, these are becoming time sensitive. It's got my name on the back, Shovelhead Fedge, and so we've got a few. Well, I mean, we still have some left. We're probably not going to reorder because I think in a few months it's not going to matter, and it doesn't matter which way you vote. It's just a fun way of pissing people off because people get mad and they get mad for anything. Anyway, go to the website. $25, buy a sticker, and it enters you in a chance. We've got koozies and hoodies and, the merchandise. That's what keeps the channel going. That's what helps me buy these bikes, so I can buy these bikes and I can play with them and then pass them on to you guys. Thank you very much. Man, a lot of tickets have been sold. We sold a lot of tickets, and I'll be honest, I was hoping that we would sell more because I don't want to keep this thing going forever and ever. I want to get rid of this and let's get on to something else. Pretty soon there might be a panhead coming up or something like that. I'm always looking for cool bikes, like I said, so I can get them, pass them on to you guys. I got enough bikes, man. I got too many bikes. Oh yes, Miss DD said, listen, I'm going to start selling some of my bikes because I got too many bikes. So if you keep checking the website, you know where it's at. Check the website. And see the bikes for sale. If you see a bike in any of my videos, make an offer. If you make an honest offer, who knows, man, where we'll go. Now, if it's something silly, well, forget it, man. Don't be a jerk about things. Make an offer. If you see something, pretty much everything is for sale. I'm old, man, and I got too much stuff. So anyway, peace. Another thing, last thing, man. I'm really trying to, I'm getting so many comments. I do my best to answer the comments. I've been kind of slacking a little bit, and I do apologize for that. It's just sometimes it's so hard to keep up with all of them. So if I don't answer your comment, it's one of two things. You're an absolute jerk, and you said some really dickish stuff, or I'm just so busy, man, trying to just, keep the wheels rolling. So anyway, if I don't answer your comment, if you're a jerk, I'm not sorry. If you're not a jerk, I humbly apologize. Peace. Gotta go. Before you go, hey, Shovelhead, I don't understand what Shovelheads. This is probably more a Shovelhead than it is actually an Evo. There's probably more leftover Shovelhead parts in this bike than there is Evo. This is an Evo motor. This is the first year of the Evo motor. Still has a 4-speed. Still has a kicker. A lot of Shovelhead parts, leftover parts. AMF, Harley-Davidson, they were going through some really, really tough times. Anyway, I bought this motorcycle. I made sure I didn't hear it run because the starter button didn't work. Doesn't work, nothing. And I left my remote starter at home, so I didn't hear it run. I did kick it through. I did just kind of mess with the transmission a little bit. It says it had 29,000 miles on it. I don't know. If it has 29,000 miles, it's got 29,000 hard white trash style miles on it. Because I think somebody didn't really realize what they had, or they didn't appreciate what they had in this motorcycle, which is the last kicker. Some people would say, well, that was in 2000. I mean, that's in 1986. But this was the first year model of the Evo, and it was basically the last year of the kicker. This motor has some issues, and I'll show you the issues. Let me get this camera and try not to kill myself again. Like, Evos are notorious. Listen, when you start these motorcycles up, don't take off. You gotta let that motor warm up. Don't just keep racking it, you know, trying to warm it up quick. It's gotta warm up naturally. If not, these motorcycles were notorious. Yeah. See that black? They were notorious for blowing rear seal gaskets. I'm sorry, rear head gaskets. There's other issues going on with this bike. This needs to be fixed. I don't know what they did here. There's actually a washer that goes there. And it didn't have this type of peg. This is really for floorboards. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why that is. It did have saddlebag for saddlebags. I'm taking that off, but you can see there's a lot of oil that's being slung out of this motor. Now I did get the motor started. The motor doesn't smoke, it doesn't knock. That's a good sign. But what I do think happened, and I just have this seat sitting up here. What I do think happened is I started looking, hang on, let me try to do all this with one hand. That Mustang seat weighs a ton. I noticed a lot of new wiring. There's a lot of new wiring, and I started looking, and then, you know, buying a used motorcycle, you got to be part-time detective, and I noticed that there is a lot of backfire coming out of this carburetor. So I suspect the timing may be wrong. These are you know, the rivets, how they rivet them. I think the rivet's been drilled. It looks like those are drill marks, so I think that they just pop riveted. So I don't know what kind of ignition is in here. I'll take that off. But then I started looking at, and I don't know if this flashlight will show it. It's got this weird orange, like almost yellowish patina on this motor. And then I started looking, and then I'm looking back here at this oil tank. I don't know if the light is helping or making it worse. Oh crap. Let me see if I can dim it. Started looking at that oil tank. I started noticing this is after, you know, this is mechanic special. This is factory. That's a factory crimp. So I started noticing that some of these hoses have been replaced. Some of the hoses up here have been replaced. This is a brand new battery. And I suspect what happened was, take a look at this carburetor. I mean, this is the gunkiest carburetor. Can you, I don't know, let me see. Can you see that in there? Can you see? I mean, it is just nothing but gunk. So I think what happened was, let me try to focus, damn it, darn it. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably the dirtiest carburetor I've ever seen. And I think what happened is this bike caught on fire at one time, burnt some of the wires. It wasn't a major fire. It was enough that it kind of burned up some of the wires. It looked like the stuff had been replaced. It almost looks like there's soot down in here. So anyway, this is a Tidal bike. I mean, there's some rust. This was sat out. They just sat it out. I guess it was just going to end up being just rusting away to nothing. They didn't take care of the motorcycle, which I think that tank looks really super cool. I do like the all the war wounds. It looks like it's been through a battle. Last time it was on the road was 2018. So I'm going to get this bike completely going. I'm going to completely rebuild this carburetor. This is going to be the toughest carburetor I think I've ever had to rebuild because it's pretty gunked up. And I'm going to put a remote starter switch on there. One of the things, let me show you this real quick. Let me put you up here. I know I'm rambling. It's what I do. $14. Tractor Supply. I mean, Harbor Freight. $14. It's just cheap. It's easy. When these switches go out, or if you're working on these motorcycles, $14 tractor. Dang it! I don't know why I keep saying it. $14. Harbor Freight. Like I said, this switch is gone. Everything else works. It's got blinkers. You know, it's got our turn signals. I call them blinkers. Everything is working on a stoplight and everything else. Just that start switch doesn't work. Now I'm going to take it apart and see if I can fix it. But just get a remote switch from Harbor Freight. And that's it. That's all I got to say. I am going to have to replace the. I'm going to have to pull all this off, replace the, replace that head gasket. You know, of course, I'll replace both of them. If I need to put new rings in there, I'll put new rings. I don't know yet. I'll show you how to replace the head gasket and replace the bottom base gasket without having to replace the rings and all that, if I don't have to replace the rings. But like I said, I got to completely go through this motorcycle, get it running, get it operating the way I see fit, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with it. There's a 99% chance this is not going to be a giveaway bike. This is going to be a straight sail-through bike. So if somebody wants it, make me an offer. And the longer I work on it, the more the value of the bike goes up. All right, peace. Oh, and I guess right now it's just Tropical Storm Debbie's on its way. It's right off our coast, fixing to come around. It's supposed to come into a hurricane. So if anybody's living out along the coast of Florida or up through Carolinas, y'all be careful. But I can pretty well assure you that if they name it Hurricane Debbie, then it'll be gentle and it'll be just the right amount of rain that you need. Because think about the name Debbie. Like there's no serial killer. How many people have you ever met named Debbie that's a bad person? I can't think of none. So anyway, peace. You know, something else that I forgot to mention on this bike. You can take it for what it's worth. Go to like JD Power. Go look up the value of these bikes. Now people say, oh, they're overpriced and all that. I don't know. I was surprised. I was very surprised. So go look, see what they are. 1985 FXWG. I have one. I have another one. And I bought it off of the dealer because he let me know, hey man, we got one here, so I went out to take a look at it. And Harley-Davidson, this was a year ago, a year and a half ago. Harley-Davidson was willing to finance up to $19,000 for my other one. That's not what I paid for it. I mean, you know, it's not what I paid for it, but I'm saying they were willing to go up to $19,000 on a 1985 bike. They think it's something. And I read the forums, it's nothing, whatever, you know. But yeah, like I said, go look at the value of these bikes. So that's why I said earlier, I don't think the guy really knew what he had. The guy that originally owned this probably would have took better care of it. All right, that was it. When I say that, I mean this is a dirty, gunked up. Look at this. I think every time I clean something, I go, oh, this is the worst I've ever had to clean something. I'll be honest with you, I think this is the worst. It's an S&S Super E. It got issues. I say this all the time. I'd show you me cleaning it, but you've seen me do it a million times. You know, I always hear a kicker on an Evo is stupid. You can't kick them over. Too much compression. Too much. Whatever. Look, it's a cold motor. Ow, God! No, I'm just kidding. It's a cold motor. Motor's cold. What do you want? Does that prove anything? I don't know. It's supposed to prove something. Motor's cold. There you go. That stupid thing. Alright, never mind. Maybe they're right. Ow! God dang it, son of a... Why did I leave that there? Because I was going to move it, that's why.